What's going on, guys? It's Nick.
I'm Zach.
And today we're going to be going over our 3 biggest tips when it comes to improving your mental game when competing at a Kendama competition. Zach and I have been playing for over 12 years now, over a decade at the pro level, and together, combined with the two of us, we've accumulated 7 world titles along with 70 podium finishes across all competitions along the way.
First tip is to play more frequently in front of crowds and public, anywhere that is not by yourself in your bedroom. The moment that Nick and I started playing more in public, in front of our friends at school, in front of our family members, in public parks and outdoor spaces, this is when we noticed that we started to play differently. And it felt different to play. We felt a little more pressure. We wanted to make our tricks more. We focused way more on landing our tricks and placed a bigger emphasis on not missing. It was interesting because we felt a little more pressure to do well, just in these situations where people are watching us for entertainment, for fun. Maybe people are just passing by us on the street for 3 to 5 seconds. They noticed that we were doing something interesting. Nick and I noticed that in our minds, we place a lot more stakes and pressure here.
Yeah, guys, the biggest thing is getting more eyes on you more often. This can be achieved not only at school, while walking through the halls, walking through your campus, playing just through passing periods, having people watch you from afar, watch you from close up. I mean, every time you play in front of somebody, you're going to hear a reaction somewhere along the line. Whether it's a 5-year-old watching you or someone your same age, these are still eyes and they all count. Zach and I got a lot of exposure to this when we started going to a lot more jams, playing at the park in public, exposing ourselves to not only other Kendama players, but just to pure civilians.
Of course, there's gonna be some times where somebody gets bothered by you playing Kendama just in a public space. Brush it off, it happens. It just builds your level of comfortability in an uncomfortable situation. These situations start off hard to do. You know, for some of us, it might be easier than others, but more often than not, it starts out feeling unnatural. That weird feeling in your stomach of, okay, I'm playing in public, I'm playing in front of people, people are watching me. But over time, you're gonna feel so much more used to this, and it's all about just getting the reps in. If you compare it to being on stage at a Kendama competition, practicing the tricks is one thing, but the second unknown element that most players struggle with is the feeling of actually being up there in front of people, doing the competition itself, and being in that environment that's out of their bedroom, zoning in, listening to their favorite music. You know, you're on there on the stage, playing in front of people you don't know, sometimes hundreds of people, in a real match against someone you may or may not know, who's also just as good, if not better than you at the tricks.
Overall, this is not only going to make you more comfortable to play in front of others, but also going to boost your confidence, not only as a player, but as a person, someone who carries Kendama and is proud to play no matter where they are. The second tip we have is taking a leadership role in your community. This has played a very important factor in our competitive growth as players throughout the years, because back in 2017, we started putting on jams, started putting on events for our local Seattle Kendama scene. We were forced to be put in a situation time and time again where we had to show up not only for ourselves, but for others.
And this gave us more responsibility, more action to take, because now we're not only playing Kendama and helping ourselves, but we're helping and facilitating an environment where others can improve too. So all the stuff that goes into that, setting up meetups, showing up on time, setting up contests, prizes, all of these things that we wanted to fulfill on, it took extra effort from us and extra commitment, but once we actually proved to ourselves that we could do it, we could also transfer that consistency of showing up for ourselves in other parts of life as well. And that helped a ton with competition preparation.
More than anything, this translates directly to your self-confidence as a player. When you become this leading figure, when you become this presence in your own community, the next time you go to a big event, the next time you go to BATB, the next time you go to NACO, a national competition, whatever it may be, you're no longer going to be walking in there as a random person who's just been playing Kendama for a couple of years. You're going to be walking in there as a leader.
The third tip is to constantly put yourself into uncomfortable situations. Competing is difficult. It's a known fact that when you get up on stage, the shakes and the nerves are unlike anything you've ever felt before until you consistently go to events. It's not your common environment. It's not your bedroom at home. It's not your jam session with your friends. It's the real deal on stage in front of hundreds of people with real stakes on the line. And so if we can't hit a Kendama event every single week to get those reps in, the next best thing we can do is to constantly put ourselves into uncomfortable situations that challenge us to overcome. This can be learning a new skill by yourself, going out to a group class of some sort, a group meetup for the first time, competing in a new sport for the first time, cold plunging in the morning when you wake up, working out, something that pushes you outside of your comfort zone, something that you're not doing consistently already. There's so many examples of this, and all that really matters is that it's something new for you and they're not used to it. Competing on stage in Kendama is something that not many players get used to, and it really takes many repetitions up there on that stage. And the reps necessary to become comfortable up on that stage may be the equivalent of a couple years, because you may not be able to make it to every single competition across the world in a single year. You might only go to 2 to 3 events per year. And if you want a head start on your opponents, if you're a new competitor, or if you're a seasoned competitor looking to get that extra edge, getting more used to these uncomfortable feelings will not only strengthen you further, but likely make the uneasiness, the uncomfortability of being on stage look like nothing in comparison to what you've been doing consistently in your day-to-day life, whether it be related to Kendama or not. These have been the top 3 factors that have played a part in our mental game for Kendama competitions over the past 12 years. Leave a comment down below if we missed anything, what has helped you improve your mental fortitude in Kendama competition, and we'll see you guys next time.